Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. This is after the show, Driving Sales Executive Summit Edition. So, when we started off right before the show, we gave you some pointers. We told you to have a plan. We told you to kind of, get ready for the millennial stuff. Gave you a few people to check out. I wonder how it went. I wonder how your plans went. For us, we executed on our plan. We wanted to go down. We wanted to see David Bell, which was awesome. I mean, it was probably one of the better sessions that I sat in. Some really good phone training. Jennifer Suzuki, man, that lady has she's a real knowledge of what's happening right now in stores, a real lifeblood of the calls and what the stores are seeing. She's in those stores, and that was really, really fun to be with her. Dave Sponicky over at Reunion Marketing, well, it was incredible there. How to craft your budget. Yeah, it was how to craft your budget for millennials, but frankly, it was about how to craft your budget, and some very, very good insights there. Speaking of millennials, my goodness, I assume everyone got their fill of millennials. It was everywhere, and everything is part of everyone's discussion. So for me, not a huge fan of the discussion, really don't care. Really am looking to view people as far as, when to sell, how to sell. You got to be courteous. You got to not waste people's time. As far as hiring them, guys, good luck in the hiring process in today's automotive industry. I heard a lot about human capital, which is basically turning human beings into data. Seems a little dicey to me, but, using tests and these ideas of trying to figure out how people fit into your culture. My God, culture. This is a 100+ year business. It is difficult to see culture change as easy and as easy to move as what people make it sound, right? And so I heard a lot about how to just change it. Just change it. If you've got people who've been with you for 10 years and they don't fit into the new, human capital mathematical equation, you're gonna have to fire them. And so it's tough for me to sit here and really get behind that, because having worked in dealerships, I realize how difficult that can be. So I don't really put a lot of stock into that part of it. Now, turnover is a huge issue. It's costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars. So definitely look at your turnover, but it has to do with how you treat your employees, work-life balance, pay plans. Yeah, I get it. Millennials don't want to be 100% commission, but at a car dealership, we also are not in favor, or have done in the past, a multiple sales position, such as a trainee followed by a sales trainee followed by a sales level 1, a sales level 2. That isn't who we are. And if it's what millennials need, then maybe there's some middle ground for all of us. But on the surface, it's pretty annoying to listen to having to give people attaboys and promote them every 30 days to useless positions. Now, that does not mean that I don't agree with the fact that we don't train well. It's one of the things I heard from Walt Disney. People had mentioned throughout, there was a Walt Disney keynote, whatever it was, months ago. And basically what had happened was, the question was, how do you hire so many people and retain them? And the CEO basically said, look, I hire from the same neighborhoods you hire from. I just train my people, pay my people, then train my people again, right? So that's something that we do not do. We are not great at training, but I can tell you, having been at this show, there are plenty of people to help train the phones, help train the BDCs, help train the salespeople, help train the process, help train HR on how to hire. I mean, these companies all exist, guys. So start to use them, but remember, if you're going to hire a training company, you must have buy-in at the highest level, and the highest level must mandate buy-in at the level below it, and so on and so forth. If you're going to go out and spend all of this money on training, and then after they leave, let your managers do what they want, save your money, and either fire your managers or get them on board and make it a mandate. Tie it to pay plans. I don't care. Make it a bigger deal. And because you have all of these issues, right? You've got phones, you've got process, you've got all of these other issues. As far as the attribution discussion goes, give it a rest. I heard enough about attribution, so what I did, I had 2 different ones that had attribution in the title. I sat in them, and they were absolute jokes as it relates to attribution. I'm being as honest as I can with you, because this is still an evolving idea that doesn't need as much attention as it's getting today. Don't worry about attribution when you've got all of the other issues facing you at a dealership level. Look at data attribution, but stop with direct sales attribution. It is a waste of time. And anyone telling you it's not is trying to sell you something. So stop with the attribution. Get back to the basics. Clearly, we're in need of it. There was 8 sessions about phone training, guys. 8 sessions. That means we're still terrible on the phones. Stop worrying about attribution. It's a waste of everyone's time. It's completely annoying, and I will do an entire podcast on it at some point, but I still get too frustrated to really display the way I want to display it, right? So, how did your networking go? There was some, this event, Jared and the team do a great job because they really locked down the vendor side of things. They had a Top Golf event. I was a speaker at the event, which, by the way, extremely humbling experience, just awesome. Being chosen by dealers, being able to speak to dealers and really bring that energy. Yeah, it was the last session. Yeah, it was 9:50 in the morning, but man, we brought it. We had a great time. We had a ton of people feedback that was just excellent for us to hear. So, but the point is that even as a speaker, right, I wasn't allowed to attend the Top Golf event. And so that's how locked down it was. It was just for dealers to go out and have some fun, and I hope they did that. They deserve it. As a matter of fact, I ended my breakout session with not an applause for myself, because I don't really care. I'm going to do it either way if you applaud or not. I applauded the dealers. The dealers is who need the applause. One more time here for our dealer friends. A wonderful applause. They deserve it with everything facing them, from millennials to turnover to human capital to looking at the phones to retraining your staff to changing your culture. My God, these are big words. There is a lot in front of you. One of the biggest takeaways that I got was from a Cars.com speaker who told me, basically, if I understood him correctly, through the first 3 quarters of this year, we're already 10 billion deep in digital marketing. 10 billion with a B. Guys, that's far too much money. At any given time, there is less than 5% of people in market to buy a car, and we're spending $10 billion to acquire 5%. It is nonsense. And as the acquisition goes, I will leave you with this. Amazon is not going to be here in 24 months. We are not going to be put out of business. Digital retailing, while it is a thing, and by a thing, I mean we're trying to make the process easier, I agree. But guys, it doesn't have to be as complicated as people is making it. That was kind of the overarching theme of my discussion at my breakout, was just simplify, guys. Everything's going to be okay. We just need to simplify. And this is all digital retailing is, simplifying the process, making it easier for the customer. It's funny how we're all going to jump right into digital retailing, yet I can't get people to discuss price and trade-in before a customer arrives. So good luck on digital retailing. It's not going to be as important as people make it out to be just yet. If you look at the numbers, you're looking at less than 10% of engagement currently in the clients I have with digital retailing on their websites, and I've got some large clients using it. So I don't want to get crazy about what it does, but I know it's a part of the process, and definitely look at it, but don't get hung up on it, especially with everything else you have going on. So I hope you enjoyed going out to Driving Sales if you were there. If you weren't there, you should certainly attend next year. In my opinion, it is the most dealer-centric event out there. And if you're a dealer who doesn't want to deal with a ton of vendors, doesn't want to go to a ton of parties that are all there, right, with the idea of selling, right? You want to attend this event next year. It's always in Vegas. It's always the Bellagio, and they always put on a very nice deal. So thank you guys so much for your time. And again, Driving Sales, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak at the Executive Summit. It was truly a wonderful experience for me, and I look forward to doing it again. Have a great day, and good luck with the fourth quarter.